Hello and welcome to the Shirttail Mess recap. I'm your host, Jacob, and I'm here as always with
Eileen Book. As always.
So yeah, we just got this past weekend, we just got back from Martin Station, so we'll be talking about that. Before we get into that, as always, if you like what you listen to here or watch here on the YouTube channel, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description, and throw some cash our way. You can do that as a one-time donation. You can do it as a monthly thing. It's whatever you feel like doing. Helps us just, our time, really. And of course the blog. I have been posting fairly frequently on there, so that helps with the time that it takes me to do those posts and
Gas money for events.
gas money for events and anything else. So really appreciate that if you are so able. A month ago now, we're getting close to a month ago, we did an immersion event, our yearly immersion event, and it was a really good one, really fun. Ethan Yazel from I Love Muzzleloading was there with his camera, and we got some pretty amazing footage that we're hoping to unveil later in the year. So be on the lookout for news about that. That's all I know for now. And in the fall, so I kind of the other day I sort of kicked the proverbial hornet's nest on Facebook. I wanted to.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted to address that for those who are listening, just a little bit before we get into the recap. Our event at Bledsoe Station in the fall is coming up. I've been pushing for people to register and do all of that, and our event has guidelines that we've put forth that we feel help to best represent people in the backcountry during that time. And so I posted an image, a side-by-side image, one of Matthew Fenewald from 15 years ago doing sort of a kind of Mark Baker long hunter impression, and one of me currently, and you'd have thought I killed a kitten on camera or something. I'm not, but anyway, it was everything from you guys are the worst thread counters ever, and to your, this is why the hobby isn't growing, and this is why, whatever. And then on the other end of that, it got posted somewhere else. Something else got posted from our page somewhere else, and some guy was saying, that one of our guys, needed to shave because he had about a week and a half's worth of stubble. So, it ran the gamut of like both extremes were upset on some level, Anyway, I say all of this to say that I'm, the Shirttail Mess has been nothing but a project that is committed to bettering the hobby and not excluding people, but trying to include people as much as possible. we set the standards that we have because it's what we enjoy as a group. We like having those standards, and we surround ourselves with like-minded people so that we can kind of ensure that our experience is curated for everybody, and everybody knows, that they're going to have the experience that they want to have. But we're also very open to helping people, bringing people along. We don't want to hoard these experiences for ourselves, So
You're not gatekeeping.
no, we're really not. Standards are not by default gatekeeping. It's just, you have a goal in mind. You have people around you that also share that vision and that goal, and that's what they want. And so you band together and you create a thing, and it's not going to be for everyone.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. It's certainly, it's a big hobby. There's lots of opportunities for lots of different things. And we just happen to like what we like. We enjoy the skills side of it, but we also really enjoy the material culture side of it. And
as I sit here hand sewing a gown.
Yeah, she's hand sewing a Regency gown as we speak. So, yeah. So anyway, I wanted to address that. It is what it is. I hope you come to Bledsoe's. If you're listening to this, I hope you look at our standards and say to yourself, how can I achieve that? If you want to come, and then reach out, and I will do my best to help you achieve that so that you can be there too. All right.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. On to Martin's. Martin Station, located in the Cumberland Gap in the Powell Valley of Virginia, near Ewing, Virginia. I've been going there since maybe the second year of the raid on Martin Station back in 02 or 03. I think 02 was the first time I went. Whatever year the station was built completely for the first time. And in the last, basically since COVID, the raid kind of went away, and they've been doing
Tell people who don't know what the raid was.
So the raid was basically what it sounds like. It was a raid based around, Martin Station was never attacked as far as I understand, but you have an opportunity you have a fort, a really cool fort, you have native reenactors coming. Why not do some kind of a tactical scenario? And it was huge. I mean, it was...
Yeah, people loved it.
People loved it. I mean...
I've only been going since 2017, but I think I saw it a couple years.
Yeah.
Because did they stop it after COVID? Is that what happened?
Right. And it was, it was pretty awesome. It was, and the stuff that went on during the event was very... I would say in some ways like semi-immersive. You had the public there. There was always some kind of like scenario going on, people doing different things. There were a lot of people that did almost a first person, I wouldn't describe it as like fully first person, but it's a bit more subtle than that, if that makes any sense. A first person that's based around sort of just reacting to what's in front of you and not drifting off into, hey, let's stand in the corner of the fort and talk about our day jobs. It was like you were just there, and you were, people like...
Well, there were animals.
Yeah, and...
I remember one year, like, a cow got loose and came into the station, caused a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
There's always, like, a muster.
Yeah, there was just always something going on. Like, and
Races.
yeah, horse races one year, I remember.
I remember foot races. I've never
Yeah,
seen a
foot
horse
races,
race.
yeah.
There used to be sheep and a little piggy.
Yeah.
Very important. The little piggy. It was so cute.
There's just a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, I think as it has transitioned, I don't know. It's an awesome event to go to. Like
yeah, it's so beautiful.
It's beautiful down there. The setting, you just can't beat it with a stick. You have to like
walk back into it, so you can't see like cars or modern things unless like public comes back there.
Yeah, the only detractor is if you're in the fort, like sometimes you can hear highway noise because there is a road, like, I don't know. It's probably like a quarter of a mile out.
It's just a train of wagons.
Yeah, and very loud wagons. So it has changed. The nature of the event there has changed for the May event. It's not that you, I don't know. If you're going there, like you kind of just have to make your own fun, like during the event. There's not outside of like the lecture series, which is something that they've been doing since, they've been doing it for a while. I think even during the raid, they would do, little
I'm fairly certain
talks and lectures
in the visitor center.
Yeah, but now they've kind of expanded that, and now it's chock full of speakers. This year, a highlight was Neil Hurst coming from Colonial Williamsburg. He is the curator of textiles, I believe. I don't know his exact title, but that's roughly it.
Dream job.
Yeah,
that's his title.
What an amazing
dream job.
Yeah, dream job. What an amazing thing to do. And he is also sort of the leading expert on hunting shirts. He's kind of made that his calling card.
Thing.
And so recently, in the last year and a half, there were 2 hunting shirts discovered in Germany. One with a lot of provenance that ties it to a German officer who was here during the war, who brought back a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they said he had a lot of like native stuff in his collection,
Native American items. But one of the things that he brought back was a officer's hunting shirt, an American officer's hunting shirt, and and so this thing has just sort of been in a drawer, as far as I understand, and all of a sudden, here we have 2 of them pop up in Germany that were brought back probably during the war. Well, one for sure during the war. The other, they don't really know a whole lot about it. But so that was a highlight. I mean, just, it's very cool. Stuff like that, very cool. As far as the event goes, you just kind of have to make your own fun. It's not there. Unless there were things going on that I wasn't aware of, I didn't see anything on a schedule that was like, oh, this time we're doing this, and this time this is happening. And
to be fair, though, we never got a schedule. We never got handed a schedule.
Yeah, so I didn't know. I wasn't aware of any other stuff going on.
But you did do like a muster.
There was a muster. We did a signing people up and for their pay and everything, and we did a drill. And
I'm good at marching.
Yeah, Jason Galliff. I'm very good at marching. Anyway, so I do recommend people go. It's a good time. The other kind of elephant in the room before the event was they recently published their event standards that I guess they've kind of revamped. And people were upset, and, there was a comment right out of the gate like, oh, don't let you do anything anymore. And, and I think Martin's, with the influence of people like Moose Winnegar, Anthony from Deerskin Diary, I think there's a push to really tighten things up at Martin's, and I hope to see that trend continue into the future. Like I said, I know people were upset about it and this and that, but this is what we push for, right? Like better
representation.
So we'll see how that continues and trends in the future, but I think they're headed in the right direction. Like I said, it's a good event. It's a good socializing event. There's good vendors there.
Did you buy anything?
I did. I bought a new bottle, a little mallet bottle from.
Don't leave it in the car this time.
From the Geyers
during the winter.
Yeah, my last bottle, I took deer hunting and I filled it with water and I left it in the car in January and it froze and broke. So I have a new bottle from the Geyers. They carry a really nice selection of onion bottles and mallet bottles, and so definitely, if you see them out, grab a bottle. Also, they're amazing trunks and things.
Yeah, we want one of those.
Yeah, we want one.
Gotta save our pennies. So
donate to the channel and help us get a document box. So yeah, I'm.
What else did you get
at Martin's?
Yeah.
What did I get at Martin's?
You don't want to talk about your D&D figurines? Oh no, I just outed him.
I did buy
a passel of orcs.
Yes. So there's a pewter guy who was set up a couple years ago. We were there in October for their October event, and there was literally 3 vendors. It was Valerie Skinner, us, and then this pewter guy. And the pewter guy, he has a range of items that are everything from, toy soldiers to jewelry. Some of it
spoons.
Some of it is definitely 18th century. Some of it is not. And
like your D&D guys.
Well, I'm getting to that. So at that particular one, he actually had a couple of his D&D figures out for sale. This time around, he did not, because he's trying to be more
period correct.
And
you had to sidle up to him like it was a drug deal. Like,
but I knew they were back there.
You got the stuff.
I knew he had them, and
got the D&D stuff.
And I said, hey, do you have any of those D&D figures? And he was like, oh yeah, I have them back here. So yes, I bought some new. I went to Martin Station and I bought D&D figures for the next campaign.
I got a new pair of mules.
You did?
From our friend Maddie Ward of the Stitched Waldo.
Hell yeah.
So if you need anything sewn, he's your guy.
Yeah, Maddie had a bunch of stuff for sale, and yeah, he's stitching away. And yeah, if you need something, what do they say, bespoke? Mm-hmm. Maddie's your guy. Especially as we approach Bledsoe's. If you need something, hit him up. He's got what you need. Yeah, anything else interesting happen?
We got to dance.
Oh, there was a dance. Saturday
It's always
night.
fun. I love when I get to dance with you.
Yeah. So we danced. And
They
then
moved the tavern this year. Well, I don't know if they moved it last year or what, but this is the first year I noticed the tavern being in what used to be the old registration cabin.
yeah,
They
so
had kind of like a
the old registration
restaurant situation going on.
Yeah, the old registration cabin. I think Tara Bradshaw is her name. She's kind of taken over that building and turned it into a tavern. And they did, as far as I could tell, they really did a lot of good business. They serve breakfast, they serve lunch, and then, drinks throughout the day. And I think by Saturday night, they'd basically run out of everything. So that's always a good problem to have. The tavern, usually there's like a get together in the Cobbin House in the corner of the fort. But that kind of happened in a limited way from what I understand. There wasn't really as many.
Yeah, it was kind of happening Friday night.
Yeah.
But no singing really.
Yeah. Well, we got
More
to
like
that.
Storytelling.
We got to singing.
We did. After
So,
dancing.
Yeah.
That was lovely. It was so fun to sing with you and to sing with my friend Lance again.
Yeah.
And Roseanne.
Yeah. So.
I needed that.
Yeah, it was good. What else happened? I think that's...
We had a fun kind of like grill up with our friends on Saturday night. Was that Saturday night? We didn't know what we were going to do about dinner, and we walked into camp, and Maddie was making chicken. And he just had all the meats. He was like Arby's. He just kept bringing meat out of his tent and frying it up and feeding everyone.
Yeah, we had a ton.
We contributed asparagus that we grew here at our little farm and oatmeal raisin cookies we'd made.
Yeah. Yeah, that was tasty.
So that was a fun time.
Yeah.
We had like a bunch of friends come over. And
Yeah,
family.
it was kind of a big feed. So yeah, we did that, and then by Sunday morning, I mean the odd thing.
Yeah, this is really weird.
The odd thing for me, for us, because for years reenacting has always been,
get there Friday.
Yeah, get there Friday. Saturday is the event. Sunday's the event until about 3 or 4, and then you start packing up.
Then you pack up and leave.
And most events, like, you're not even allowed to bring your vehicle in until, that time, 3 or 4. And if you need to get in earlier, you need to get there. You need to like come in with your vehicle before like 9 or before 10, before the public gets there, before the gates open, whatever. And I just feel like it's changed. The nature of the event has changed because, the raid, from what I can observe, and this is not a criticism about the event, or this isn't like, it's just what I observe as a trend over the last handful of years. Since the raid is no longer, the raid brought a lot of public in. I mean, I feel like that's not a controversial statement. Now that the raid isn't happening and there's no big battle and there's no big spectacle, and it's focused on these lecture series, which are really for the reenactors. I mean, I feel like the lecture series tend towards being for the reenactors. I mean, Neil Hurst coming and doing that talk, like
I feel like most people in that room were wearing funny clothes.
Yeah,
because we were all into it.
Yeah, I mean, that theater was filled up with reenactors because we're nerds and we want the details about this hunting shirt, these 2 hunting shirts, and so so that we can absorb that knowledge into our, anyway,
into our mind grapes.
Yes. So the trend away from the raid, I feel like the public attendance is not what it used to be. So the reenactors by Sunday morning, a lot of the reenactors are pulling out. Therefore, the vendors are also pulling out, because if they don't have reenactors and there's no public, they're not going to stay the rest of the day. So it kind of feels like in some ways it's turned into a one day, as far as the vendors are concerned, like it seems like it's kind of turned into a one day event.
Yeah.
Now,
That made me kind of sad.
yeah.
I wasn't ready to come back to modern times.
Yeah. And we stayed till
We stayed till 2.
Stayed till
we
2
were
o'clock.
We were like a late holdout doing that.
Yeah. So again, it's not I don't say any of that as like a criticism of the event. It's just
How it is now.
It's just how it is now. It's the nature of things has changed. I don't know how you, or if you even want to, I don't know if people want it to be different or, whatever, but I don't know how I don't know how that changes, or if anybody even wants it to change. I'm just saying what I observed. So yeah. Otherwise, amazing time. I mean,
I had a good time.
It's
I had a great time with you.
It's a good event. We've talked about in the past. We've talked about trying to, again, that idea of like you kind of have to make your own fun. We've talked about as a group, trying to go and do like a company, like raise like a militia company and just kind of do our own thing. But it just hasn't come together fully in that way. But yeah, we
can make it happen.
Yeah, we've had a good time. I love Martin's. It's a great event. And they do more stuff than just the May event there. They do monthly musters and different,
to make it out to sometime.
Different workshop weekends and focuses on, weekends that focus on different aspects of frontier backcountry life. So yeah, Ty Davis is always evangelizing for those. So one of these times we'll make it down.
We'll heed the call.
Yeah. And then they do their October, do an October event. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to go down there and do different things. So we recommend Martin Station for sure.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything else.
Bledsoe's
coming up
in September, so we hope to see you there.
Be there or be a cube.
If you like I said, if you like what we do here, feel free to donate
to the Document Box Fund.
And yeah.
What's next for us?
We are going to Valley Forge in July
so exciting
for an event with the 13th Virginia.
Or what are they calling us now? The West Augusta.
The West Augusta Battalion, but the impression is 13th Virginia.
Yeah.
13th Virginia.
I'll be doing a petty sutlery impression.
Yeah, petty sutler.
I may or may not have secret grog on hand.
You never know. We'll know by the
soldiers hanging around.
we'll know by the way that the soldiers walk away from the petty sutler, whether or not secret grog has been consumed. So yeah, Valley Forge in July, and then
I'm looking forward to that.
The Askins event, that's happening, right?
Yeah, that's in August.
Yeah, in August.
We went there for the first time last year.
Yeah.
Did we do a recap?
We did.
Okay. We were on a boat. So the Askins event, and then I think Bledsoe's. All right.
So, and probably some stuff in between last minute.
Well, you're always down to get dressed up and go out in the woods anyway.
Pretty much every day.
Literally did that yesterday.
Pretty much every day. So thanks for listening. And we will see you post Valley Forge.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.